Get ready for the feature presentation.
Now, hey, Daddy, Monkey Wi-Fi.
Back in time. Gotta get back in time.
Welcome to another Marty and Friends podcast. Thanks for taking the time to check in on this one. This one's very important to me, and there's several ways you can help out with what we're going to talk about here. Through a mutual friend, shout out to Danny Baxter Law Office, I have hooked up with Buddy Clark. Buddy is with the Defenders Motorcycle Group, and he's going to tell you more about that group and what they're doing this weekend. How's it going, Buddy?
Doing great. Can't complain.
First of all, I want to talk about the Defenders a little bit. Now, you guys have deep ties to police officers and law enforcement in general. You guys share that background within this group, right?
As well as military. So military law enforcement, basically first responders, and then people that are obviously supportive of those endeavors. The Defenders is a national motorcycle law enforcement motorcycle club. We just recently started a chapter here in Nashville, so it's the Music City Defenders. We've been up and running for about 5 years now, and this is going to be our first endeavor at jumping in and trying to help out a fallen officer's family.
If the weather's nice and I've got free time, I'm going to be on the bike, and you guys share that love as well. But the reason I have you on right now is to talk about an event coming up this weekend. And with motorcycle groups, we get together and ride, but there's an event coming up where there's a ride, and if you want to get involved in that, great. They'd love to have you. But there's also other ways to help, and you guys are coming together to raise funds for the family of a fallen officer, and I'll let you tell us more about that.
Yes, sir. And again, let me say this. I appreciate the opportunity to put this out there. This doesn't happen unless we get people to show up. This Saturday, the 21st, and we're expecting good weather. Keep your fingers crossed. We're going to have the John Anderson Memorial Benefit Ride. And as most of us know, that tragically on July 4th of this year, while on duty, John Anderson was killed in the line of duty. He leaves behind a couple of sons, and our motorcycle group got together, talked with FOP. We've decided to do this ride, and all the money we raise will go to John Anderson's sons' college funds. So we're hoping to get a great turnout. We've got T-shirts. We've got stuff for silent auction, some really cool stuff that people would love to get their hands on. I've seen a few of them, and there's going to be some really good stuff. But
here's a bit of good news. The weather will be a little bit cooler on Saturday is what we're looking at right now.
It will be good.
Right around 90, but no, there's no chance of rain, so it looks like a perfect day. And just one note about being a police officer in this day and age. I just want people to realize how increasingly hard that job is becoming to do. It's never been easy, but in this day and age, it becomes increasingly hard on the police officers, on their families, and then when someone is taken in the prime of their life through a tragic event that took place with this officer, it just leaves a large hole, not only financially, but emotionally, when that officer is gone in such a tragic way. It takes a while to fill all that in, and I know you've probably seen several examples of that.
Unfortunately, you're spot on. Over the course of my career, I've seen or had a number of friends that have been killed in line of duty. But, you're right. It does leave a hole. It leaves a scar, not only with the friends, the family, the agency, the city. It's really tough. And I do think this is a way to help heal. John's father will actually be at this ride and be riding with us. I think this is part of the healing process for him and his family. Also, we want to make sure that the family understands they're not going to be left or forgotten just because John's gone. We want to make sure we remember him and what he did for the city of Nashville. We have officers every day that get up, put the uniform on, put the body armor on, put the sidearm on, and they go to work. They never know what that next call is going to be, what the next traffic stop is going to be. Prime example I saw last night, we lost an officer down in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Had another officer shot, I believe it was yesterday, up in Washington, D.C. We've had 86 officers killed in line of duty so far this year.
Wow.
You think about the families and what they're having to go through. It's never ending. We have a memorial up in D.C. The tragedy of that memorial is that every year we're going to keep adding names to it. As much as we'd like to be a year where we don't put a name on it, there's going to be a name every year.
I think one thing that's lost, too, with people that are in law enforcement, like yourself, my brother is in law enforcement, you guys do this out of a calling because You're putting your life on the line every day because it's not about, the bigger picture, it's not about traffic violations and things of that nature. The bigger picture is it's about protecting the community. And
Absolutely.
And you're not making $1 million a year. Honestly, for what you risk, for what you get paid, it has to be a calling, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And most officers I've known throughout my career, it's been just that, and talking with them. It is that calling. It's something deep down inside of you, and once it gets in your blood, it's just there. We enjoy actually helping people. Maybe some of the mainstream media wants to paint a different picture, but I'm telling you, the law enforcement is out there to help, to protect, to serve, and that's not just a phrase to throw out there. We really care about our communities. We care about the people we serve. Men and women are out there putting it on the line for us every single day, every single hour of every day. They're not going to get rich. We know that when we signed up, and we know that.
The reason I said that was, I want to paint the picture as vividly as I can here of what you guys do, and people are aware of what you guys do, but I want to drive it home because when we transfer from talking about that in the bigger picture into this ride for Officer Anderson, again, you don't make $1 million a year. There is some work to be done with his family financially, and that's why this ride is happening, right?
The goal out of this is to, years down the line, when his sons turn 18 and they're ready to go off to college, the family, they don't have to worry about where are they going to get the money to send the kids to college. This is going to be taken care of. And that's what we do. We take care of our fallen, and we take care of our families of the fallen and make sure they're remembered. And tragically, these sons will grow up without their father. They will still see the love, the care from the police family years down the road. And hopefully that will help take a little bit of the sting out of what's happened.
Well, the Defenders are putting on this ride. They're a motorcycle riding group made up of ex-law enforcement and current law enforcement and military folks. So it's just a lot of slaps on the back. If you show up, make sure you do a lot of handshaking and slaps on the back because these people have done a lot for us. So the ride takes place this Saturday. I believe you're going to start getting everybody over at Royal Range about 9 a.m., right?
That is correct. Starting point, Royal Range out there at 7741 Highway 70 South there in Nashville. Everybody start getting there about 9 o'clock. We have about 2-hour registration. Kickstands up will be at 11 o'clock sharp. We will roll out of there at 11 a.m. We're going to have about a 45-mile ride through the backwoods of Nashville. And we'll wind up out at the Scoreboard Sports Bar at 2408 Music Valley Drive. And once we get there, we're going to have live entertainment. We're going to have food. And then we're going to have a silent auction and a bunch of really cool stuff. Hopefully we get people to come out, do this ride. And you know what? If you don't ride a motorcycle, that's cool. That's okay, too. Come on out to the sports bar there at Scoreboard and hang out with us. Just come hang out with us and see what's going on and meet some of these officers. Like I said, we're going to have military people there, police officers, first responders of all types. Come on out, hang out with us, have a good day. It's going to be great weather. Like I said, live entertainment, food, and maybe spend $1 or $2 on a T-shirt that we're going to have for sale. And just enjoy the day and help us raise some money and make sure we get John's son's college fund squared away.
Those T-shirts you're selling are pretty cool as well, so you'll be happy to have one of those. We've covered about everything if you ride or if you don't ride, but let's say people are taking a listen to this and they're like, wow, you know what? I'm busy Saturday, but I'd really like to help out. Is there an email or something where they can email you and you can point them in the right direction of just helping out?
Absolutely. First off, we do have a Facebook page, and it's the John Anderson Benefit Ride. If you just type that into Facebook, it'll take you right to our page. And we have an email address. This is going to be all together, all one word, Music City Defenders. Again, Music City Defenders at gmail.com. If you want to make a donation, need to reach out to us, want to request a T-shirt, well, I'm sure we can get that lined up for you. Or you want to find just something else out about the ride, feel free to reach out to us. Obviously, we don't make this work without getting people out there, and that's what we're asking people to come out and support.
Well, we've been talking with Buddy Clark. He's with the Defenders Motorcycle Group putting on this ride for Officer John Anderson's family. Going on Saturday, starting at Royal Range. They'll start registering you at 9, kickstands up at 11. If you ride, come on out and ride. I'm going to be washing the bike tomorrow, getting it ready for this weekend because I'll be there. Hey, I appreciate your time, and I look forward to hanging out with you this weekend.
Man, I look forward to it. And again, thank you so much for your time and helping us promote this great ride to honor one of our fallen.